talented kids. It was way easier than we thought. For instance, the little girl, Lini, who did the musical number about going back to get her brother. The day before we shot that, we were rehearsing and she wasn't crying. So I was thinking, okay, let's just do Vaseline. You know, she's a little kid. But sure enough, when we were there that day, on cue, she was just sobbing, real tears. So that just tells you what kind of talent that we had to work with. And the co-director who's not here, he's a Barang, but he's fluent in Khmer, so that helped a lot.
Actually, it all started in Long Beach when we go back to the origin, because 6-7 years ago, Nancy was doing a car washing to send some money to the orphanage, NACA, and she introduced me to support this orphanage. So for the last 2 years, we've been fully supporting that orphanage, and we fell in love with the children, because the children at that orphanage is totally different from other orphanages we visited, because they are very lively, they are very optimistic, and they are very happy. So we wondered what caused this. Apparently, the practicing this singing, dancing, and acting, this performing arts totally turned them around. So forgetting their past, very difficult past they had, but because they've been focusing on the present day interesting things, they were able to gradually lose their memories of the past. So that's what the theme is basically. You know, we've seen a lot of movies regarding the Khmer Rouge, but there's a significant hope with the young children in Cambodia. That's what we wanted to present. Especially Michael. Michael realized working for Hollywood industries, composing the music. He went to Phnom Penh and stayed with the children for 2 weeks, and they're composing the music. So that's why this movie became such a interesting thing. And every one of the film crews, including myself, we just poured our heart and soul because we love them so much, and the children responded beautifully. That's what it is.
Just working with the kids was amazing. I mean, I work with some of the most well-known musicians in the industry. And Rotana, the star, I wrote him as hard as anyone, and just, as any professional musician, and he just took it in stride and was just such a professional. I mean, it was just an honor and truly inspiring to work with such good, just such motivated and inspirational kids. It's just unbelievable. So thank you guys, seriously, for bringing me on. Just an amazing experience, and going to Cambodia, the whole experience was just amazing. And I just feel so fortunate to have had the opportunity to work on such a great project.
So I have a couple comments. As a non-Cambodian, but honoring Cambodian, it was an honor for me to be at the orphanage. I've been there. I met all those kids, and they're so talented. Rotana, the lead kid, I fell in love with him. I wanted to bring him to the United States, so I was telling Nancy. Now I know why. He was so talented. But the most important thing, they did the monkey dance for me. They danced. All of them know very great English. They asked questions in English to me, where I came from, why was I in Cambodia, what was I doing, what did I do in the United States. So they're very talented, very educated kids. But the most important thing I want to say is that they had a vision and dream when they grow up. Our kids in the United States, they lose that. Many of them do not even have a dream when they're 18 and 19. They don't even have a goal, their mission, what they want to do in life. And these kids just, just touches your heart, and wish that we could have more kids here in America feeling that way. But all these kids, let me tell you, if you ever go visit them, before they left, I was Papa to them. I had 30 kids, and then Papa. And when I was leaving, they were saying goodbye to me, and they even told me to come back. So I think you guys have, speak for yourself, this movie, the talent that they have, the passion, the love, and or getting their passion, just moving on with life. The teacher there, she's also gives her life for these kids. I saw her in action. But I'm going to tell you, these kids look beautiful. And congratulations, Nancy and Mr. Lee, because you do have great kids there. And I hope they become future of Cambodia.
Thank you very much.
Any questions or comments? Yes.
I have a
question about the format. It was a documentary as well as being fictionalized. Where did that idea come from? I've never seen anything like that.
Actually, you know the night performance, the night market performance? So we were filming that live, and the thing is I thought, you know, this is great. You know, I really wish this could be more cinematic, more like a narrative film. So that's actually where it came from. It's like, well, why not just do part narrative, you know? It was really that simple, you know? And then we wrote the script, obviously, like, I think all great documentaries are scripts, too. People think documentary is just random real life, but no, it comes from writing, too. So that's why we chose to do it. And we really wanted to show off the talents of the kids, really. And I think that did, you know, the narrative should really show what they have to offer.
I think Adam is trying to be really humble because he wrote the story himself. And it took about a month staying with the kids. And we were exchanging the email, you know, the theme a little bit here and there. But Adam and Eta Smith, co-director, they really worked on this script. And this film was featured in the Busan International Film Festival in South Korea in October. And you see, very good comment came from the Variety magazine, which is a leading magazine in the movie industries. And they were commended, they commended Adam, musician Michael, and the co-director as upcoming directors and musicians. You know, so it's a huge, huge honor. We brought out of those children, 4 children were brought to the South Korean Busan International Film Festival, and we walked on the red carpet there. There's just 1,000 people were there. So all these kids were in the Cambodian outfits, and everybody loved them. Also, they signed those 4 kids that were busy signing the autograph because they were actors in the movie, and it was a really exciting thing to watch.
Okay, I think we have a question over here.
Hi, are the life stories of the children real? And my second question is this movie available for the public?
Actually, the stories of the children were as real as we know them to be, but weird little details got confused here and there. So, you know, I can't be 100% certain, you know, like we went to their hometowns, you know, they don't have cell phones, so they had no way of contacting me, you know, when we went to the hometown. And so, you know, that just put them on the spot. So as far as we know, you know, it's real, but, you know, and also documentary, nothing's completely real, so, as you saw with the narrative. It's not available on DVD yet. We're in the process of still submitting it to film festivals and hopefully getting some more publicity. And then after that is finished, then we're going to try to release it on DVD and hopefully in theaters if we could. That would be great.
Any other questions?
I thought it was a wonderful film. Congratulations. What are the plans or the goals for these children as they grow up? Do they have the plan of staying in the performing arts? Are other families opening themselves to adoption, or what is the organization's plans for them?
Actually, Nancy and I have been working in Cambodia last 3 years, and we have a foundation called the Summit Cambodian Foundation. So we built the schools there. Also, we give scholarships to the college students, and we decided to open a children's center. So about 15 children now live under Summit Foundation Children's Center. So they go to private school now, and because public school is kind of relatively difficult, so we wanted to give them the best opportunity for these kids. And as you know, Cambodia is changing very fast. So just last year versus this year, a lot of things are changing. So in the middle of this huge change, we are trying to do whatever we can, maintaining this children's center and the schools. And we built one school in Kokong and another one Bantay Minche and another building in Sihanoukville area. So these are the kind of things we do in Cambodia, and there's a website for Cambodia Summit Foundation, Summit Cambodia Foundation. So if you look up that website, you will be able to see the activities. So these children, actually, we do a lot of things to promote leadership skills of the young generation in Cambodia. So last year, 2 years ago, we had tomorrow's opportunity for the high school graduates. So they can look up what kind of career they can choose in the future. So these children, 15 of them staying with us now, and they will be continually moving to high school and eventually colleges. So we'll be supporting them continually.
And to answer about the adoption part, Cambodia has currently have no adoption law, or they closed the adoption, so that we cannot adopt them. The best we could do is just support them, put them in our center, and give them the best care we could. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Thank you. My name is Pauline. I wanted to congratulate for a film well done, and thank you for bringing it to the public. One of the things that really caught my attention was how you capture the innocence of the child and allowing the child to tell his or her story from her and his point of view. So I thought that was just amazing. It was just heart-tugging, and just the way film is being done is beautiful. Thank you very much. Another thing that came to my attention was the couple. They were just an amazing couple. How do you find this orphanage and the couple who is managing the orphanage? They were just amazing. They themselves captured my heart, and the skills that they have to help the children and the love. It was just transparent in the film. So the film was very well done.
Oh, yeah. I just want to say real quick about Ming Pan. Ming Pan. Sorry. Anyway, she's an actress, actually, and probably one of the most recognized internationally because she was the leading role for Rittipan. You know Rittipan? And went to Cannes Film Festival in 1993 for
Rice People.
Rice People. So yeah, and then also she's been trained in the dance and the arts for a long time. The husband is Fuzo, and he's kind of a well-known comedian and actor in Cambodia as well. So if you go to Cambodia, you'll probably see him in Angkor beer commercials and every other thing. So he's a pretty famous guy as well. So yeah, and Nancy and Jim, maybe Nancy can say something about how they're the ones that met them and started this whole thing. I came on later, so.
I'll tell you Bongpalan later. Yeah, she's my mom's cousin, the mother, and I didn't even know. But in 2003, I went to stay at a hotel near the orphanage without even knowing that they were there. And in 2003 was my first trip to Cambodia. I was very sad by how poor the condition was. So I saw a few kids outside my hotel, and I said, hey guys, go call your siblings. I want to give you guys money. It was like only 10 minutes that I ran third floor to my room on the third floor. I came back, there were literally about 200-300 children outside of the hotel. I don't know how they got the word so fast or how they got there so fast, but it was just like, I was like, oh my gosh, where did all these kids come from? So I gave them money. And then when I went back in 2005, 2 years later, when I found out from my mom that that's my cousin, and the kids saw me and they said, you're the crazy lady who came 2 years ago and gave us money. I was like, oh, yeah, that was me. So then ever since after that, I kind of just like did fundraising like my husband mentioned earlier, did car wash, raised dinner, and auction or whatever I had to support this orphanage. And then I was fortunate enough to meet my husband, so I introduced him to the orphanage. And then so he moved them to the location that you see in the film. Now we have beds for them, like Lily said, not just a bed, also a mattress. But they like to sleep on the floor because it's nice and cold. On the bed is hot. That's why you see everybody sleeping on the floor. It's not that we didn't provide them mattress or bed, okay? We did. Thank you.
Speaking of that, actually, I'm just going to give one quick little production detail. Those little kids, you saw when his name is Cham, the little boy who played Da, the grandpa. We shot that in Khon Pot, near the Vietnam border, and we slept on concrete in a pagoda. Actually, we slept outside in just the straw mats and the mosquito net. Nothing else. Nothing else. Literally. And if there's any kids in the house that grew up here, these kids loved it. It was just like the funnest thing they've ever done. And we woke up before sunrise, and we were like taking showers in the well water. It was just the experience for me was tremendous because these kids were just happy as can be. And I tell you, I know kids in America, you put them outside, sleep outside on concrete, and wash from a well. It's a different experience.
So, it's just a question about the location. You were just talking about Khon Pot. Is that how you say it?
My pronunciation is probably not.
Is it Kapot?
Khon Pot?
Yeah, probably Kapot.
So was that where those caves were in the location?
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And the mountain was kind of like valley.
So that wasn't near Angkor Wat.
No.
The last scene where was that at the temple, was that Angkor Wat?
No, that's about an hour outside of Phnom Penh. And that's we chose that because it's modern. Angkor Wat is kind of in ruins, so we wanted it to look more like that time period, so it's a modern reconstruction.
Oh, okay.
I think your movie was great as far as just bringing everything from the orphanage, the feeling of the kids, and blessing us with that. I think everybody has their own struggles, and coming from the generation that I came from, as far as my mom struggling to get me over here, working, living off the government, and also sewing and just things like that. It really touched me. So, from the director point of view, the writer, what message did you try to deliver, and do you feel like you actually did it, or delivered it in the right manner?
Yeah, I want to, just he's modest too. He called me modest earlier, but Mr. Lee, this theme comes a lot from him as well. Really, he does. I mean, he was just as involved in the writing process. But personally, and maybe he can say something afterwards, real quick. But personally, I grew up in a very troubled family as well, and I think it's a pretty universal experience, like you said. Like you came through your own, I grew up alcoholism, mental illness, and everything. And obviously I'm a filmmaker, so I use the arts to give me a purpose, to give me a reason, and to overcome. So I'm not, a total waste of a human being. But it's done a lot for me. It's done a tremendous lot for me. So I immediately could relate. Actually, when he first took me to the orphanage to show me, and these kids performed, it brought tears to my eyes. I mean, I fell in love with them. And when we shot this film, we were living at the orphanage with them, day and night. And, like when I was writing the scripts, I'd wake up at 5 a.m. and do stretches with them and, just spent all my time with them. But yeah, the message, as you can see, it's got a couple different layers. It's talking about overcoming the past, about the Khmer Rouge, the genocide, but it's also about the kids overcoming their tragic past and moving forward, and still I strive, and all that other stuff. But let me.
Actually, when we go to especially the countryside in Cambodia, we visited several schools, and this next generation, upcoming generation, they have a huge potential. That's what we are interested in. So bringing out the highest potential from young people, That's our foundation's mission. And through this movie, we wanted to kind of send a message saying that there's a significant hope with the younger generation. Because when you go to the countryside at schools, I carried a conversation this afternoon with one of the parents, and their souls are pure, countryside kids, and they respond enthusiastically what Nancy is teaching their leadership skills and their leadership enhancement, those things, what Nancy has been teaching last 3 years. And it's different from the children in the US because they are eager to get better. And another impressive thing I learned from them is they want to help the village, they want to help the parents, and they want to help the country. All these children, it's amazing. Here you don't hear those things, but when you go to Cambodia, especially countryside, they really like to help the people around them. So that's very heartwarming. And like Director Adam is now, he doesn't look like a Cambodian, but 50% he is Cambodian. I am almost 70%, 30% more to go because of Nancy. And Michael is maybe about 30%. I'm pretty sure next year he will be 50%.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Any other questions or comments? Yes.
Great film. Thank you for having this private screening here. I wanted to know how this orphanage is being funded and if that's something that we could help out with, what kind of information we could have to see how we can help.
Last 2 years, we pretty much funded everything. Roughly $3,000 a month we've been sending them. And to feed the children, send them to school, these things. But the Cambodian situation is very kind of fluid. It just changes continually. So government actually encourages them to send the children back to back home, even though as long as there's one parent surviving. But the parents cannot really send these children to school. They cannot even feed them. Okay, that's why this kind of situation is needed. But there are many orphanages in Cambodia, especially Phnom Penh, and all these we call NGOs, non-governmental organizations, are doing their own thing. They do the fundraising, all these things. So if you look up the websites of each of NGOs, you might be able to find a good place to help out.
I don't need a mic. You said we. When she asked who, you said we've been funding it. You mean Summit Cambodia?
Yes.
Okay, that was.
You can visit submitcambodia.org.
Any other questions or comments?
Ask now or forever hold your peace. Oh, over there. Okay, coming.
You're first. You're next.
Thank you. Hi. I actually really was inspired by the film. And it was really hard actually to hold back tears even now thinking of the children's stories. And as you had said before, like children in America really don't have the same type of patriotism or even gratefulness sometimes to fully appreciate what life has to offer. And I'm just really glad that my daughter had a chance to watch this as well, because I know that she really needs to see, what Cambodia is and what it's about, and how the performing arts just is so instrumental into helping kids overcome whatever troubles that they've been through. And I actually am a little bit embarrassed I didn't bring more of my own family here. So I'm wondering, are you planning any other screenings that we could, invite others to attend for?
Definitely. If you guys haven't seen the website, the title is Still I Strive. So it's www.stillistrive.com. And we'll be putting updates about screenings and future screenings. We're in the process of talking to publicists to get more of this going. So we don't actually have that laid out, but definitely there will be more screenings. I mean, this isn't the last one, I hope. Otherwise, I'm going to be really depressed. But anyway, hopefully it will have a life. I think it deserves a life. I mean, this film doesn't feel like my film or even our film. It feels like, looking back, yeah, it was a tremendous lot of work, but it just feels like it wasn't me doing it. It was just meant to be done, and so it's its own thing. And I really hope that it has a life that, beyond.
Okay, one more question here.
Really big fan of the movie. I volunteered specifically just so I can watch it again, and I've cried twice now. I really enjoyed the score, and I really love the way everything was just done. And I know this is a bit like far off into the distance, but if you guys make a DVD, would we be seeing any extra things? I know this is just a hypothetical thing, but
We have a tremendous amount of extras. Very, very good extras. I mean, it was heartbreaking cutting it out. We kept cutting it shorter and shorter and shorter. And there's really some great extras. Like, for instance, one of the kids went missing, and it was just some really emotional, incredible stuff. There's over 100 hours of footage, if that means anything. And so it took, almost 6 months to edit. So yeah, what you see here is just a scratching the surface, but a film has to keep people entertained, so that's why it's an hour and 30 minutes. Yes, definitely extras.
just another question, but after I guess you guys are done with this project, what would you guys move on to later on? Would you guys all be still working together, or would you be working on something different?
So we're definitely planning more projects in the works. We have a production company called Pioneer Cinema Institute, and Mr. Lee has sponsored 10 students from Cambodia to study film in South Korea at one of the leading film schools in South Korea. So we're trying to not just... Our vision is not just to, be foreigners, come there and exploit people and make movies. Our vision is to uplift the Cambodian film industry because, before the Khmer Rouge, I don't know if you know this, but there was between 1965 and 1975, there was over 300 films made. So it had a thriving film industry before Pol Pot, but obviously it needs help right now. So that's part of our vision.
Actually, those 10 students in South Korea now, they are learning the film, and they are the best ones who we recruited from Cambodia. And actually, the school is Dongso University. Dongso means East-West University, and they are very famous for the film department. And they are proposing us to have a joint venture with 10 students from Cambodia, because that's the largest foreign students. After they graduate, we will be continuously working together with them to produce and promote the Cambodian culture and the uniqueness of it, and the struggles going forward, all these things. So actually, Adam is almost finishing the second. This is fourth one. Actually, we produced two of the short movies before. And this Still I Strive is the third one, and he's working on the fourth one, and he will be going to South Korea to meet those 10 students from Cambodia to do the summer project documentary. So that's kind of the plan. And we will be continually working together, including Michael, because we proved that if we put our soul and heart in certain things, and we can communicate with most of the people. That's what we learned through this film. It's just a very heartwarming thing. When I watched the first cut version after we finished, just everyone, tears were brought to our eyes, really. it was so moving, actually, how to work, how we worked with the children. And the children were so talented because day after day, I mean, in the movie they said once a week they perform at the Phnom Penh night market. So they practice these things. So they are very seasoned actors and actresses.
Thank you. One more.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much. I think I speak of all here. The dedication of the leads is incredible, and the skill of Adam and the music composer are just amazing. And this is the second time I've seen it, and very moving indeed. So that's the comment part, and again, much appreciation. I had a question. The question pertains to, has this movie been viewed by local Cambodians in Cambodia? As we know, Cambodia has the poor and it has the very wealthy. Have you noticed, or have you evidence, or do you have examples of how the local Cambodian people may have reacted to this movie and or done anything similar in the vein of your dedication that produced this wonderful piece of work? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, we've had multiple screenings in Cambodia so far. We did a premiere there, much like this, and I would say the feedback was overwhelmingly positive and emotional, very emotional. Of course, it was nice. The advantage we had there was that the kids were there, and and the Cambodian crew. So that it was really about them, and that's what it was in Busan too, when the kids were in Korea. And so it's really about them. They're the stars. As far as the future of screening is concerned, we have already negotiated with the Legend Cinema distribution company, which is the biggest. Cambodia doesn't have many movie theaters, but Phnom Penh is actually coming up with a pretty nice movie theater. So we're in negotiation with them. Once it goes into distribution, it definitely will be playing in Cambodia. And hopefully it'll be on the television too, so it can reach people out in the rural areas, because they all have everyone's got a television.
Okay, I think that's it. Thank you so much for coming.